Welcome back. It's the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. And it's time to take a look at River Murray Netball. And joining me on the line is our correspondent, Hannah Lola. Hannah, you're over in your hometown, it seems. Hopefully you're having a pretty good time and taking some time out. How are things?
Yeah, great, Ellis. Yes, headed across the border into Victoria for a couple of days. We've got Taylor has the bye this weekend. So yeah, opportunity to reconnect with some family, which is always lovely.
Absolutely. Now let's take a look at last weekend's results. First game, we'll talk about a close one here. Ramblers v Mallee Storm. Not too much in it, but the Storm, the away side, getting the points here. So what did you make of this one, Hannah?
Yeah, and keeping with that family theme, it was a bit of a family affair with Storm and Ramblers. So it was a milestone game for Annabelle O'Neill from Ramblers. She played her 200th game and had with her on the courts there her twin sister Lucy as well as another sister Georgia. So nice family affair, and playing the Storm, who had a couple of sisters and cousins in the Pake girls as well. So that's what country sport's all about. Abby and Kiara in goals, the Pake girls in goals were just really accurate. Robin Lehman ran the centre really well, feeding into them. And then, Helene Altman, in goals for Ramblers, played really well and was also accurate. But, yeah, Storm jumped them and got away in that first quarter and took the game 53-46.
Well, they were virtually neck and neck the whole way through, but a much easier day out for Mannum against Jervois, 52-35 in the end. So Mannum, well, probably didn't get out of first gear in the end. Wasn't a complete crushing sort of scoreline, but you would have imagined that it was easy enough for them. Yeah,
a comfortable win, and Mannum are strong at both ends and sort of, their best players for the day, Tracy Davenant and Phoebe Wegner. So the bookends of both ends of the court, led the way. They had a really good first quarter again. But Courtney Afford and Scotia Rigney in the mid-court for Jervois certainly tried to peg back that score and difference and lifted their team and gave them good drive, but just not enough to get over what is a really polished outfit in Mannum, and so they continue on without having had a loss yet this year.
There we have it. The Imperials side, they were too good for the Southern Suns, the newbies there. 55-32 Imperials way. How did you see this game?
Well, yep, I picked this one wrong last week, but yeah, Imps got away. Imps, it was 7-1 before too long. So Imps hit the courts very settled and just kept strong the whole time. They proved that they are worthy to be, and the lead in the association sitting comfortably on top. I think the Suns tried a few different combinations to counter Imps. Imps stuck to their game plan just were too good, 55-32.
Coorong Cats continue to struggle, and it's a bit of a concern, I guess. I mean, people would have expected that this might happen given that they're a new team, but a bit of a difficult start to life in River Murray Netball, going down 26-58 to Taylor Bend. The Bend too good here, Hannah?
Yeah, they were, but I guess I just want to highlight the A-grade game was played after A-Res, and that was a draw. So I guess when you start to look down and see, draws happening, and Taylor's been doing well in A-Res, there's confidence that there's still some depth in that club and some young ones coming through. But Taylor had their best game, I think, for the year. Tilly Hughes ran centre and the whole game, and just was a pivotal player. All three goaling combinations that Taylor used worked really well. Molly Maddiford had her best game. And so I think they're feeling more confident as they're settling a new team. Cats, Holly Hughes again, is doing her utmost through centre to bring that team along. And they've got some young developing players, young developing defender, Dallas Mary. She's still at school and doing really well and will only get better. So, the scoreboard didn't look pretty, but I think when you look down and see their A-reses drawing and the feel around the Cats on Saturday was great vibe at the club, and they'll be fine.
Just looking at the table before we move on to this weekend's games, Hannah, it seems as though the Southern Suns, even though they had that loss, I mean, they can't really feel in any way ashamed of losing against the top side, so they're still pretty well placed. What do you make of the overall placement of the current River Murray Netball table?
Yeah, so a lot of it depends on the first 4 or 5 weeks of the draw. Until we've done a full round, it's really hard to settle it. But I think, Mannum, so Imps, Mannum, Suns, Maipo, they'll all be, and Storm, they'll be the 5, I think, that'll set the mark of who leads the comp. Interestingly, our comp only runs a 4-team final, so and we've kept that this year. There's some debate. So it will be pretty hotly contested, and some good teams may yet miss out on finals if results don't go their way when they need them to.
Looking ahead to this weekend, some big games on tomorrow, and it's a bit of a baptism of fire for Maipo after their bye round because they've got the Mallee Storm, and this is a pretty pivotal game when we look at how the table is placed with these sides making up the 4th and 5th positions on the table. So there'll be some fire in this one, you'd hope, Hannah?
I think there will, and I only got 50% right last week, but in this one, Storm are really strong, but I think that Maipo only just lost to Imps, so I'm expecting Maipo to come off the break and be probably just too good for Storm. Robin Lehman, who plays centre for Storm, actually used to play for Maipo, so she'll be pretty familiar with a lot of the players there. But, I'm tipping Maipo in a reasonably close one, although it might stretch out to 10 goals maybe.
Well, it'll be a pivotal game for the Coorong Cats because you feel as though they might be at a bit of a crossroads in their game against Jervois. If they don't win it, it's another one of the more winnable games for them that they've sort of let slip. Jervois, another side that haven't registered a win this year, so they'll surely be up for it, the Cats, even though they're away from home.
Yeah, you're right, Ellis. Neither team has got points for a win yet. I think that the Cats are going to take a year or so to settle with their A grade. And I think Jervois, Courtney Afford, their centre and captain, I actually think she'll lead them from the front, and Jervois will get their first win for the year. And Cats will look to improve and take them on in the next round.
Let's move along and talk about the Southern Suns in their game against the Ramblers. There'll be some more spice on offer in this one, you'd think, Hannah?
Yeah, so Suns will have their first home game at Lameroo. So Ramblers will find their way down the Mallee Highway to Lameroo, where they've been busy with all their preparations. Suns, I think, Ramblers will find them a bit tall and strong. And I think Suns will get back on the winning path for the season, and should be a great opportunity to enjoy the hospitality of Lameroo that Ramblers will get to experience.
No doubt as to which is the game of the round, first v second, Imperials, Mannum. Gee, this one's going to be a blockbuster, Hannah.
It really is. It's a big day at Imps. There's a bit of a pretty past players' day, so lots of people will be around, and I'm sure make their way over to the courts to see what's going on over there with these two undefeated sides. I'm going to pick Imps. They've obviously, their pre-season with the footballers has set them up well. They're pretty settled with their combinations, even if they do run a big bench. Imps, there's plenty of people they can bring on if they need to. Bridie Sims and Phoebe Wegner, if they're shooting well, which they normally do for Mannum, but it'll come down to I think the accuracy and the drive, and I think Imps will be too good in a very tight one.
Hannah Lola's our River Murray Netball correspondent. Hannah, really appreciate your time. Enjoy the action this weekend, wherever it is you are over the course of Saturday, and we'll speak to you next week. All the best.
Looking forward to it. See you.
See you later. Thank you.